Namaste programs and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's the final leg of the Patagonia Bush Trip, the end. Let's go. Let's get it done. After nearly 9 hours of flying, we just have about 20 minutes to go. So we want 054 for 3 minutes 10. Lago Brown, Eastern Shore. Head off to the east and make your way around the mountainside to the eastern shore of the lake. Alright, will do. Let's get our flaps up. Keep our speed up while we try to climb a bit, as there is a mountain in the road. Been quite the trip, and soon we'll find out if we get the achievement. We should. Never had to use Get Me Back on Track. We had one incident of running out of fuel, although it didn't actually mean I had to redo the leg. Don't think I had any issues on this one where I had to reset everything. Maybe I did right at the beginning. I have forgotten. Not sure. Try and get a bit of speed up to get a bit more height. That required losing a bit of height to get a bit of speed. Do a bit of the old feather fluttering. Seems to be quite windy as well. I have to say, this Patagonia trip has been absolutely delightful. This scenery is spectacular, to say the least. Been cool. Oh, that should be high enough. We can level off a bit now, I think. Our usual 20% and 20% down. 90% power. That seems still a bit high. Let's go. Let's get under 2700 revs, so that the engine doesn't explode. Eastern shore of the lake, that's the opposite shore. Well, I'm gonna turn before the purple line, if it doesn't turn, when I get above the eastern shore there. Coming to the edge of the shore. That'll do me. I don't want to crash into the mountains. So 24 degrees for 2 minutes 55. Reset our clock. Lago Cochrane. Make your way through the valley ahead. Flying northeast. Head around the contours of the rolling hills and you'll eventually find yourself on the shore of another lake, Lago Cochrane. Cochrane. Gonna just stay a little bit off 24 degrees because I don't want to gain any more height. I'm happy where I am. And if I go 24 degrees, I think I'll plow right into the side of that mountain. But here, we're still good. We're still good-ish. What's these weird little clearings? Doesn't look like a man-made clearing there. There's no roads or anything up to it. And yet, well, what causes that? Just bad rocks for growth or something? Just some kind of weird artifact from the photography, maybe? Go on, plane. Say 500. I dare you. I double dare you. There we go. 24 degrees. Are we gonna... Oh, it's gonna be close. Are we high enough? Let's maybe just climb a little bit to get over this this tiny hill. Part of this giant mountain. Look at these grassy hills here. My God. Awesome. Just to have a picnic up there somewhere. Of course, almost impossible to get to. So this must be Lago Cochrane, named after the inventor of warp flight, of course, Zephyrin Cochrane. Obviously not, that's a Star Trek reference. I'm sure it's named after a much more important and actual person who existed. Over the hills and far away. Well, you know, more meadows like this. Weird. You know, why don't trees grow there? Has that been cleared by human industry or something? I'm out of fuel. Oh, here we go. We've been able to finally test this fuel thing. Where is it? Down here somewhere. There we go. We can go select right fuel tank. Alright. So yeah, that proves it. Finally got to do the science on that. You have to change fuel tanks at around, and it's 53%, it's not even 50%. I was waiting for 50%. Okay, when we're above the lake, we're gonna turn. We do it at this estuary here. Oh, is that a house? Wow. Okay, so now we're turning 338 for 228. Island. Head northwest along the shoreline. Up ahead you should see an island in the lake. Make your way past it. I mean, there's an island there. There's another island, I think, out there. So many islands. Quite a crosswind, I have to say. Basically, I'm not sure if there's meant to be a way that I know what the wind is, other than if it was straight, the tail would be straight. When I'm just sort of level flight like this. There must be a crosswind like that that's pushing my tail to the left, and that's the game's way of telling me where the wind is. And I feel like there should be some kind of indicator somewhere. But anyway, I don't know. I don't recall from my actual flying days whether there was an indicator on a plane itself of the wind. I don't know how it would work exactly. I sometimes think this purple thing here is an indicator of where the wind is pushing me or something, but I don't recall, and I can't be bothered looking it up. We make do with what we know. Got to test the fuel theory. Awesome. Didn't have to replenish the fuel in a cheeky way mid-flight by pressing the refuel button. Which, by the way, is not bound by default on the game. So you do these bush trips, you run out of fuel, and there's no indication on how to fix it, because in a normal game you can actually refuel through the menu, but not in the bush trips. So you have to know to go into the menu and select the right thing, which is a bit dodgy. Well, just bad. It's bad explaining, really. Yeah, right. If there was some way while you're on the ground to request refuel or something, and it would tell you how to do that, but it doesn't. It just does not. Alright, then gonna turn. Well, there we go, purple line agrees. So, 2244 for 552. We are headed to Isla Carlos Campos Archipelago. The lake bends to the west at the foot of some mountains. Follow the shoreline around and continue southwest. Up ahead, the rocky shores on either side of the river will narrow to form a channel. Make your way through it and you should be able to see an archipelago in the distance. Make your way there. Alright, 244. Boom. I see the channel. We're heading straight for it. Hooray. Good instructions, my peoples. 552. Alright. And then the segment after is the final segment of the final leg of Patagonia. And yes, I deliberately said that poorly. Patagonia. One final hurrah victory lap in this incredible scenery of the Andes Mountains. I believe they are the Andes in Patagonia, South America. Absolutely brilliant. Beautifully rendered in simulation. Microsoft Flight Simulator. A 2020. Ultra settings. We started this trip on medium settings with a GTX 970. We've ended it with an RTX 3080. That's how long this has been going. We went up 3 years, 4 years. That's 4 years. 970 to the 10s to the 20s to the for 4 years. 4 years of graphics cards in one bush trip. We also went up, I think I had a 400 i7 processor, and now I've got a 10700, so is that 6 years of upgrades in one bush trip? It was well overdue, although I have to say the game did pretty well on medium. It's still pretty good with older cards. Well, actually, it's the archipelago that I'm aiming for, not the channel. So we're at the channel, but there's an archipelago over there, which I believe is just a group of islands. And we are 3 minutes 40 seconds of 5 minutes 52, so that's going to be about right. Bit of a weird algorithm thing going on here with the dark splotches and impossibly straight cliffs. But hey, can't be perfect, won't be perfect. Good enough though. I guess it's something to do with the fact that when it was photographed, it hasn't realized this is water. And is, yeah, maybe it was just too dark or something from the aerial pictures. I don't know. I'd like to speculate how algorithms have gone wrong. I am a programmer at heart, problem solver, debugger. But, yeah, way too complicated for me. I'd love to see the code of that. Figuring out all of this, what to display, what not to display, what's water, what's not. Fiddling all the variables to, you know, you can probably make it so that all becomes water, but then all of this becomes water as well. And finding a happy medium, which I'm sure they have. Alright, we're at the archipelago, and we're now on our final leg. Our final segment of the final leg. We are doing 250 degrees for 3 minutes 32, and we're heading to Cochrane Airport. From the archipelago, it's a short jump to the western shoreline of the lake. There you see a river opening you can follow that runs southwest. Follow the river through to a small town called Cochrane. Just to the northwest of the town is your final airport. Not a bad place to finish up your tour of Patagonia. Where is this river opening? Is that it there? Is that where you're taking me, Purple Line? Been a pleasure, Purple Line. Thank you for this, for basically taking me in the right direction. Maybe not always, but mostly. Thank you to whoever wrote the instructions for the bush trip. Well done. Mostly good. Only a few little typos and whatnot. Thank you to Chris, my co-pilot, who is at the back there somewhere. There she is. Well done. Your main job was to put a big white square on my screen every time we took off. And yeah, couldn't use Manuel, the autopilot, because that would be cheating and also not available on this plane. So I can't thank you, Manuel. Thanks for nothing, Manuel. Okay, okay, well the airport should be here somewhere. Let's zoom out just slightly. There it is. SCHR, that's correct. Basically heading directly towards it, but it's hidden by this hill. That must be the town of Cochrane over there. It's a bitumen runway, so we should be able to find it pretty easily. It's not like last leg's hidden in piece of grass. Is that it there? Is that it there? Perhaps? Yes, it is. You can see it on the topographical map, and it's fairly obvious on the screen that that is a runway. Let's actually start powering down so that we can put our flaps up. Or down. Down is what I meant to say, of course, obviously. Flappies, more flappies, even more flappies. Let's get our nose on the end of the runway. We're going to be a bit short, so we'll put a bit of power. Might have been too much power. It was. That's looking a bit better. Or is it? Yes, it is looking a bit better. A little bit. I'm coming in maybe a tad short. And there are trees over the end of the runway, which I do not want to crash into.
500.
What are those trees doing there? I think the algorithm is doing me a dirty here. we're gonna have to come in over them. Power up for a bit. Over the trees. Okay, now we can lose all power. Those trees are in the road. Flaring. Come on, lose the speed. Come on, bit of rudder. Bit of rudder. Don't panic, we're on the ground. Can't stall on the ground. And we put our brakes on. We hope the having to change fuel tanks hasn't given us the error of missing out on the trip. Let's find out. Bush trip completed. Leg completed. Bush trip completed. Patagonia completed. Let's see if we got the. Let's see if we can find out if we got the achievement. Where would that be? Let's get out of this. Feels good, man. Feels good. Let's go back. Let's go. Main screen, profile, I think it is. Pilot profile? Yes. Okay, where would it be? Scrolling down. Fire and ice, here it is. Complete the Patagonia bush trip without using any navigation assistance. Now done Balkans, Patagonia. I've done the Nevada bush trip, but because of an error on the very first leg, where it was actually a crash, like something went wrong with the game. When I reloaded it, I was absolutely nowhere near where I was supposed to be, so I actually had to use the navigation assistant just to find out where I was meant to be. All the game's fault. One day I might go and do the whole bush trip again for the channel, for the achievement. But for now, Patagonia done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed all of that. Next on the channel for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've recorded the New York to Washington East Coast Discovery Tour. So that'll be next. And then maybe we'll do the new bush trip after that, which is Utah, I believe. So hope you can join me for that. Hope to see you then. Thank you for watching. Au revoir. Goodbye.